Alright, welcome to Learning Plan 4C. This is a very large learning plan with lots of assignments. So we're going to dig right in here. And we're going to be covering Chapter 7, a continuation. This is actually the last continuation of reflecting skills. Reflecting meaning and summarizing is what you're going to be covering this time around. Alright? There is a handout that I'll go over here in a little bit, as well as a discussion board. You're also going to be doing an assignment called Lazarus Inner Circle, and I'll explain that here in a few minutes. You'll have your journal starter and your second transcript. Alright, so we're going to be discussing reflections, the final chapter on reflecting skills, and we're going to be talking about summarizing. So summarizing is when you're basically summarizing the entire conversation between yourself and the client. Now, it doesn't have to be the entire conversation, but a good portion of it. And that's going to help relay to the client that you understand what's going on and you're engaged in the process. All right. Now, a strategy that's used in helping sessions is called the inner circle strategy, and it's to kind of get the client to think about who they surround themselves with and I guess how much they share with those different circles. So if you have a client that has maybe 2 or 3 very close friends and they share everything with those few people, and then you spread out and now you have maybe some family members, and that person probably shares a little bit less information with those family members dependent upon how close they are, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'll go over that here in the handout in a minute. All right, so read about summaries, summarization, and how to use that effectively when working with your client. All right, because you're going to be doing that for transcript number 4, I believe. It's either 3 or 4, but you're going to be doing paraphrasing for sure. So if you can throw in some summaries, that would be beneficial as well. All right, so you have chapter 7 and the PowerPoint. Okay, and then here's the handout that I was talking about earlier. This is the inner circle strategy. All right, so you have, it's actually called Lazarus's inner circle strategy. So you have circle A, and this includes your closest friends who know, or family members who know pretty much everything about you. They may know some very confidential information, information that your circle B friends probably and family don't know about, but they still know more than probably your friends that are in circle C, and it goes out and out. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward, but it's a great tool to get your clients to really think about who they surround themselves with. All right, and you're actually going to be doing this assignment in this learning plan, to gain some awareness as well. All right, so we have the discussion board. Make sure you're looking at that. We're going to be discussing client resistance and differing worldviews, so pick one of those prompts. All right, and then this is Lazarus's circle. Now you're going to be doing this assignment on yourself. You can give this to your client for this transcript as well, depending upon your rapport with the client and how much kind of trust is built. I would preface when you use this tool that they don't need to share their deepest, darkest secret with you. It's just a tool for them to gain awareness about who they're surrounding themselves with, and what types of information they're sharing with different circles of people. So you're going to be doing this assignment called Lazarus's Circle, and you're just going to follow the steps here. You're going to, for inner circle A, list your most personal issues. Now, I'm not expecting you to list or share confidential information that you don't feel comfortable sharing by any means. So share what you feel comfortable sharing with me. I'm the only one that's going to be reading this, but just know that your grade is not dependent upon how much you share or what secrets you divulge or whatnot. The goal is just to create some awareness, and this assignment hopefully will help you see some of that. So, all right, so circle A, you'll list your most personal issues and the names of people who are aware of those issues. and then you're going to just continue to follow. And then there's some questions that you'll answer um, that are pretty thought-provoking. So, like question number 6: are there any A issues that no one knows about? Um, and why are A issues kept so private? Um, and then it also, a part of this too is to provide some, I guess, some awareness about confidentiality too, and how people may feel sharing information with someone they may have just met. Like we expect clients to come into a session and just spill their guts and tell us everything about them. It can be a very uncomfortable feeling to share certain information, especially with strangers, even though they might be a professional helper. So it takes some time to build rapport and trust, and this is what this activity is designed to do, to help you see how actually uncomfortable it can be for people to open up and share information, confidential information. All right, and then you have your journal starter and transcript number 2. So let's take a look at transcript number 2 here, the scoring guide for that. All right, there it is. There's the target competencies. All right, make sure you review those. And the scoring guide, which is what I use to grade. Okay, so if you're meeting with your client and you're using the same client as you did for transcript number 1, you don't need to explain HIPAA and mandated reporting. You just need to make sure that they don't have any questions regarding it, and just maybe um, preface the session by saying something that everything that's said in this session stays in this session, unless, of course, you have a plan to hurt yourself or harm other people, and then you're mandated to report that. So if it's a new client, of course, you want to go through the whole introduction, introduce yourself, explain HIPAA, mandated reporting. All right. You're going to use door openers. Make sure you're using eye contact, body position, facial expression, voice tone. Make sure you're stating those in your transcript as you move along, and at least mention it in your paragraph as well. You notice we're in transcript number 2, and the eye contact, all the nonverbals are becoming worth more points. So by the end of transcript 4, each of these will be worth 5 points. So you want to make sure that you're getting these. And these are the most missed areas by learners in this course, is being able to recognize their nonverbals and list those out and describe them. So make sure you're aware of those. All right, for this transcript, you're going to be introducing paraphrasing and reflection of feeling. All right, so make sure you are caught up with the chapters on reflecting skills, and you're going to be using those. Keep in mind, I get this all the time from learners in this course. Reflections are not questions; they are statements, and it's okay to just leave the statement there. You don't need to follow it up with a question right away. That tends to happen a lot. And I used to do that quite a bit too when I first started using reflections, because it's kind of uncomfortable. But just experiment with it. If you see a place where you can use reflection, use it, and then just let it sit and see how the client reacts to it. More than likely, they're going to offer up more information, and then you'll be able to kind of figure out what direction to go in from there. Use some paraphrasing as well. Paraphrasing is also not a string of questions. They're a string of your observations that are statements. All right, make sure your transcript now is 10 minutes in length. That means the actual typed transcript is 10 minutes long. So I still recommend that your session should be about 15 to 20 minutes, so that you can get a good chunk of time that will help you demonstrate those skills. You want to be able to choose a section that's going to be most beneficial for you. All right, then you have the questions for your paragraph here that you're going to answer. All right, so that's pretty much it. So the 2 new skills that you're going to be adding for this transcript is the reflection of feeling and paraphrasing. And then your transcript's going to be longer. Your first transcript was 5 minutes. This is going to be 10 minutes. All right, and notice how the skills from session or transcript number 1 have increased in point value. So if you miss those in this transcript, you lose more points. All right. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to give me a call or email me. If there are general questions about the course or about the assignment, then I would encourage you to post those on the Q&A forum under the discussion board. This transcript is worth 50 points, so you have a total of 85 points available to you for this learning plan. So good luck, and I will see you on Learning Plan 5.